Hey guys, what's up? This is Maris here, and today we're playing some DEFCON. This is a game that Blue Zephos and the Yogscast crew reviewed. I looked at it, looked pretty fun. I'm into strategic games sometimes, and I decided to play it. So I picked it up from Steam. If you want to download it, the link to DEFCON on Steam will be in the description below. You can check it out. What I'm doing right now is I'm playing with the computer. You can play with up to 5 computer, or actually 6 if you want to spectate it, and up to 6 or up to 5 friends. So 6 people in total, including the computer. What I'm doing here is just choosing location. In this map, I decided to put 2 enemies in Europe and Russia, and the other 2 in North and South America. I chose Africa as my favorite place when playing with an ally, and my ally would be in Asia. What I'm doing here is I'm setting up my turrets, my radars, everything in there. As you will see in a moment, I set up my immediately what I do, I skip over the air bases and set up my subs in a fleet of 6, and I automatically move my subs into an attacking position without even starting over, or without even going to any of the other fleets and what they have to do. I move one of my fleets into the into the uh, Arctic Ocean above Russia, and the other part of it in the really far North Atlantic above Britain. From there, what I do with the other 6, or from the other 4 fleets, I divide it up between either 3 and 3 between my carriers and battleships, or 4 and 2, or 2 and 4. So it forms another 4 fleets, and I just put that on the border between Africa. Now, something you realize when playing this game is you start to figure out where the computer send their troops, when they launch their nukes, who they attack most, what cities they attack. That's the first thing you see right here, and that's why I put my fleet right there. As you see, I'm already starting to see an enemy fleet approach, and I realize I have to converge. So I have 3 fleets in that general area, and I converge them. Now, obviously I'm just going to completely wipe them out, and that's the reason I put my fleets on this border between Africa and South America. The only 2 enemies in this situation, in this scenario right now, with Asia being my ally, the only enemy I really have is, or the only 2 enemies, is South America and Europe. North America is too far away. Russia is a bit off the distance, and my ally is easily able to destroy all the nukes and everything before then. But yeah, I'm only really at risk from Europe and South America. But here you see close in the combat that's going on between these 4 fleets, and as you see, their fleets just getting completely wrecked. You can only start attacking at DEFCON 3, and at that point your fleet or whatever will start launching jets and missiles from their battleships and carriers. But if you want to launch bombers, which is crucial because bombers actually manage to take down carriers and battleships in one hit, based on their naval, not their nuclear power. You need to use the bombers yourself. You need to select the ship yourself and get them to attack. And you see right here, their ship just got destroyed, and I pretty much have the majority of my fleet left. My submarine fleets are heading up towards the North Atlantic, and going to circle around and pretty much just engulf all of Europe. We also have a sea battle going on in the North Pacific between like three allies, I think. So the main point here obviously is to nuke. You only can start launching nukes at DEFCON 1. You can start attacking at DEFCON 3, but this only means ships. You cannot do anything worth bombing until DEFCON 1. The time limit between DEFCON 2 and 1 is actually a lot longer than anything else before it, so it gives you time to maneuver your ships between when you're in an attack and do all this. Now, the reason I choose Africa when doing this, when in this scenario and with this ally, is because it is in the perfect location. It is only attacked by Europe and South America, which is only 2. It does not have many highly populated cities, which means I cannot lose many people, and the majority of its cities are in the south of Africa, which is pretty far away from any nation if Asia is your ally and they cannot put a navy right there. Every area has a specific city that has about somewhere between 18 and 25 million people in population. That is the big city which you want to attack, and it's going to give you the most points in every map. We'll go over it really quickly. As you see here, in Asia it's Tokyo, in Russia it would be Moscow, in Africa it's Cairo, in Europe it's London, in North America it's New York, and in South America it's Mexico, I believe, Mexico City. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm maneuvering my force. What you can do now, after you send your fleet out and you're just ready for defense here, which is what I'm doing with these 3 fleets, or 4 fleets. I'm spreading them out along the African coast to defend from any submarines or something that's going to appear. As you see right here, we're actually having submarines appear because I changed the setting of my carriers to anti-submarine. In a minute here, I will change about 3 or 4 of these carriers to anti-submarine, which means they will start dropping mines or depth charges, which will destroy the submarines and allow them to get close to my coast. This is crucial because, as you see here, most of my turret defenses, which will eventually become my silos, are in the north, or in my northern territory, or North Africa. I only have 2 turrets in the west of it and none in the south, so it's very crucial that I defend the entire coast of my African border with anti-submarine carriers so that submarines cannot get close enough to attack them. As you see here, DEFCON 1 has happened, which means people can start launching nukes. Now, this is what I've realized when playing with the computer, what they tend to do. They tend to not launch their nukes directly as DEFCON 1 happened, directly at DEFCON 1. I noticed this when I was first playing and decided to change. So, what you start doing then, especially for me, or my strategy, is to turn between one or two turret systems into an ICBM or a silo, and start launching it at enemy positions. In this case, I'm starting to launch it at enemy positions such as radar, Air Force bases, and silos or turrets. It's a lot harder to attack the turrets because the turrets destroy the nukes within 1 to 2 seconds, so it's a lot harder to predict that, which is why you have to wait for the enemies to change their own turrets into silos. At that point, you can launch all your nukes because there's nothing defending them except after all of their nukes have been launched and their ICBMs turn back into turrets. Here what I'm doing is I am launching my fighter jets to intercept the bombers. The turrets are very good at doing this. They can destroy the bombers quite quickly, but I do not want to worry about. I don't want the turrets to be worrying about the 3 or 4 nukes that are flying over from submarines. I want them to worry, I don't want them to be worrying about the bombers that are flying over. I want them to be worrying about the nukes that are flying over. So in that case, I have to send the fighters in to destroy the bombers quickly before they can launch their nuke, and pretty much eliminate me from harm's way, as they're doing right here. At this point, my submarines are getting into position. I'm actually leading right now, but as you will see, one point in this game, I go behind by maybe 60 points, and I get pretty much screwed over at the beginning of it, and actually at the end when I think either player 2 or 3 starts launching their nukes, and they start attacking all of my South African or Southern African cities. But because I did such a hard impact on Europe and West Russia, there's pretty much nothing I can do. I believe at the height of this war, I go over 200 points, which is quite a lot. As you're seeing right here, I am starting to launch my bombers, which are already equipped. After DEFCON 1 occurs, bombers are automatically equipped with a ICBM nuclear device, and I'm starting to send them into this general area. The reason I'm doing this is I don't want to use my nukes yet from this one turret down here, which will eventually start filtering in nukes from every single direction.